Hello everybody, this is Starman and welcome back to Let's Play Gabriel Knight, the 20th Anniversary Edition. Well, we're here out in the main sprawl of Greater New Orleans, about to head to the Gay Mansion. Now you may be wondering just how exactly are we going to get into this mansion. Well, the Chapter 2 poetry, which, spoiler alert, it's Gabriel describing his experiences, assuming he survives the end of the game, talks about wearing a mask as we approach and pretending to be somebody else. In this case, we're being metaphorical, because who can get into even a rich person's house uninvited? Well, yes, burglars, but in this case, we're going to pretend to be a police officer. And thanks to our visit to our pal Mostly, we now have the tools we need to pull that off.
May I help you?
And little note here, in the original game, Tim Curry used his own voice for the butler. Yes, he buttled.
My name is Detective Mosley. I'm here on police business.
Really? How interesting. Wait here. I'll inform Miss Getty. Miss Getty will see you. Right this way. Miss Getty will be down shortly.
Thank you.
I always do the same thing too when I'm alone in somebody's place. Just start looking at the books. It's a sickness, me being a librarian and all.
What can I do for you, Detective?
Oh, what can't you do for me?
Undoubtedly proof that there is a God.
Operate. Gabriel's trying to impress the girl, not make her gag. Well, not yet.
I'm trying.
Trying what?
To reach the, truth.
Stand up, sit down. Yeah, there's a little bit of weirdness with the animation here, you may have noticed. And,
Nice statue. I like it.
Thank you. It's The Rebellious Slave by Michelangelo.
Modern art?
More or less. It's a Picasso.
Beautiful women. They must be relatives.
They are.
Harvard Classics, Homer, Virgil. Maybe Malia wouldn't be impressed by a signed copy of one of Gabriel's novels. Dante's Inferno. Nothing like a little light reading. Okay, well, enough of the decor.
Mind if I ask you a few questions, Miss Getty?
I assume that's what you're here for, Detective.
Now, we do have a few things we can ask her about, but she will cut to the chase pretty quickly if we... So let's go for the, what we're here for.
Excuse me, but your eyes are really distracting. I don't think I've ever seen a color quite like that brownish gold. It's so deep and rich. Man, if I could bottle that, I'd make a fortune.
Thank you, Detective. That's an interesting observation, though probably not relevant to your case.
A good detective never knows what might be relevant, Miss Getty.
Then you must be truly exceptional at your job.
Can you tell me anything about what happened out at the lake?
I wish I could, but I've never seen or heard anything unusual at the lake, and I do spend quite a bit of time out there.
I can't help noticing that you're in incredible shape, Miss Getty. Your legs are so strong. Do you work out at one of the clubs by the lake?
Well, Detective, I do enjoy physical activity.
Oh, me too.
Actually, I was referring to swimming and modern dance. I can't say that I do much exercising at the lake, though.
Ah, well, it was worth asking.
I think this has gone on long enough. You're not really a detective, are you?
Who, me? Well, I am on this case, Miss Getty.
I saw you at the lake yesterday. I thought you must be with the police since you were there, but you don't act like a police officer. Besides, I'm rather certain that the other man said his name was Mosley.
All right, you caught me. I'm not with the police. My name is Gabriel Knight. I'm a writer working with Detective Mosley on a book.
Well, Mr. Knight, now that we've established who you are, perhaps you can tell me the real reason you're here.
Well, I am researching the book, and I thought you might have seen or heard something at the lake.
I don't like liars, Mr. Knight.
Okay, you're right. I really just wanted to see you again. You can be mad at me if you want, but I swear I've never done anything like this before.
Mr. Knight, you've lied about your identity and wasted my time with meaningless questions. If it weren't vaguely flattering, I'd really be angry. You're lucky I don't call the real police. I think you should go, Mr. Knight.
Malia, wait. If you just give me a chance.
I've wasted enough time.
Stand up,
I'll
sit
have
down,
Robert
stand
show
up,
you
back
out.
again.
Robert? Show Mr. Knight out, please.
I most certainly will.
Thank you very much. I had a lovely time. Ah, shit.
And this is the last we will ever need to come to the Gede Mansion. Although in the previous game you could come back here, knock on the door, and the butler would just say, Mr. or Ms. Gede is out, Mr. Knight. Clearly that will not happen this time because we're not exactly welcome here. So, time to head back to the corridor and see if Dixieland Drugstore is open now.
Hello? Huh?
Bonjour, Monsieur Walker.
Bienvenue, Madame Casonon. Comment ça va? How you be feeling today?
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Walker. I'm certain someone's buried a sleep knot bag somewhere near my steps. I haven't slept a wink, not in weeks.
Now, don't that beat all? Gonna need some easy night candles then, huh?
Do you think that would help? I do hope you're right. I said 3 rosaries this morning for Our Lady's intervention.
Rosary good, sure enough, but you burn them candles too, boy, you gonna whip any no-sleep gree-gree, I tell you for sure.
Very well, Mr. Walker. Put them on my account and send them around to my house. Oh, and there's another thing. I didn't catch her at it, but I know Mrs. Lefebvre put stomachache powder in my tea at the last meeting of the Creole Grand Dame. I've been in misery.
Now, you put 9 pinheads up in the little box. Add a pinch of graveyard dust, put it up under her front post step. That'll turn the trick back on Miss Lefebvre, and she be the one with the bellyache. I got the pins of dust right here if you want them.
If the Blessed Virgin will grant me her protection, I'll be safe from these practitioners of evil.
Oui, madame. Though, don't hurt to be proactive neither now, does it?
Naturellement, monsieur. Merci beaucoup.
Mais non, madame. It's nothing. Au revoir.
Au revoir, Monsieur Walker.
Now, here are two instances where I think the voice acting actually improved on the original game. The voice actor, whose name escapes me, who plays Mr. Walker here, good actor, but he didn't do a very... well, I don't think he even attempted doing a Nolans accent, but that is a very good Nolans accent. At least you know what it's trying to be. And the old lady there, her voice acting wasn't bad on the original one, but she sounded a little too forced, raspy, and that one had just the right amount of rasp. So the poster advertises a voodoo play from last fall. The mask appears to be made from a real crocodile head. It's a mannequin wearing a crocodile mask. To get the mask, Gabriel would have to buy it. The Dixieland Drugstore is crammed from top to bottom with strange merchandise, some or all of which seems to be related to the practice of voodoo. The sign says Special St. Jean-Yves Lagnape. I totally suck at French pronunciation, and Gabriel's going to say it in a moment anyway. Free bottle of Lover Come Back to Me oil or Master Gambling oil.
My French is lousy, but everyone in New Orleans knows what that means. A little something extra.
Lagniappe, yes, thank you. Anyway, you spend $50 or more, you get a free bottle of Lover Come Back to Me oil or Master Gambling oil. The shelf holds containers of dried items, flowers, grasses, and black cat bones. The no stealing sign. The Dixieland Drugstore has a rather terrifying way of dealing with shoplifters. And even looking at my screen up close, I can barely make out. Steal from us and the police won't be... Let's see. Yeah, steal from us and the police won't be the only... Yeah, I can't make that out. It's really tiny. It won't be the only... Yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk to Mr. Walker.
Hi there. Is this your store?
This the Dixieland Drugstore, and I own it. Me. Name's Walker. Willie Walker.
Can you tell me what you know about voodoo?
This is a novelty shop, monsieur.
Do you think I'm stupid? This is a voodoo shop. Look at all this stuff.
These is novelties, curiosities. If people want to think they magic, it's not my concern, you know?
Are you telling me that you own a voodoo shop, but you know nothing about voodoo practices?
Ça n'est pas savoir blanc.
What does that mean?
It means you should mind your own business, monsieur.
Look, I'm researching voodoo for a book.
I don't have your answers, me. You want to buy something, monsieur?
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Caprice encore.
What did you say?
Nothing. Them killings have nothing to do with my shop, monsieur.
What do you think of New Orleans?
I live here all my life, me.
What do you think of New Orleans?
If you're not from around here, monsieur, you should sign up for some tours.
Fair point, really.
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
It's the biggest night of the year in voodoo.
What goes on exactly?
I couldn't say.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
The only one left is Willie Jr. over there, the old crocodile. He's sort of a mascot now, him.
Do you know anything about snakes?
What kind of snakes?
The kind they use in voodoo?
Pythons, boas, so I've heard.
Really? Do you have one?
Are you crazy? What would I want with a python?
What did you mean when you said Caprice encore?
I didn't say that.
You did. I heard you say it.
You heard wrong, monsieur. I said no such thing.
That customer of yours, the little old lady.
Customer?
The woman I saw in here, Madame Casino, you called her.
I don't talk about my customers to men who come in off the street.
Which is actually a very fair policy.
It's important that I talk to Madame Casino. You see, I'm doing some research and...
I can't tell you anything about her.
About Willie Jr. Would you be willing to let him go?
Maybe. For $100.
100? You gotta be kidding.
Me and Willie Jr. are very close now. I couldn't part with him for less.
So, this is a voodoo store, huh?
Voodoo? No, man. This a curio shop. The things you see here from local folklore. None of it real, I tell you for sure.
What about all these magic oils and powders you're selling? Aren't they a part of voodoo?
Read the label, man. We make no claims. Sold as curio only. It mean what it say, no? These are novelties, not voodoo.
So, do you get many tourists in here?
We, all the time. They want to buy a bottle of money-drawn oil or wang a bag to take home with them.
How's business?
About like always.
I'm a businessman too. I own a bookstore here in the quarter.
I don't really care, me. I got a store to run.
Tell me about yourself.
My name's Willie Walker. I own the place.
How did you get into this kind of business?
Now, why should I discuss my business with you, man?
Have you always lived in New Orleans?
My papa and his papa and his papa, all the way back to the days of Marie Laveau, we've been living here.
So, does any of this stuff actually work?
You crazy, man? These are just curios, novelties for the tourists.
Nice weather we're having.
Don't bother me. Can't you see I'm busy? St. John Eve coming, I got to be ready.
Would you take 50 for Willie Jr.?
Don't insult me, monsieur. The price is $120.
What? You said you'd sell it for 100 before.
You misheard, monsieur. The price was always 120.
And this is in fact another change from the original game, where the price was $100. But now, to throw another puzzle into the special edition, we now have to scrounge up an extra 20 bucks in addition to the 100 that we get doing the same puzzle from the original game. So we have exhausted everything we can possibly do here for the moment. So we're going to go ahead and exit. And head on down to the Voodoo Museum.
Welcome, my friend. Hello. I am the proprietor, Dr. John. If you have any questions, I will be happy to assist.
Great. My name is Knight, and I'll probably take you up on that.
There's a beaten up old fan in the window. It's silent at the moment.
What does this do?
Turn that thing off.
Oh, sorry.
We have air conditioning, you see.
Yeah, I see.
You'll note that the snake reacted rather strongly to the fan. A very large, very formidable-looking snake is secured in a plexiglass cage. But I'm sure this will not be relevant at all later on. The Voodoo Shrine is filled with items that both fascinate Gabriel and also make his skin crawl.
Wonder who that poor bastard was. This coffin is so small. It wouldn't be much of a voodoo museum without a voodoo doll. A waste of some perfectly good wine, if you ask me. They lend a certain psychotic ambiance, no? Will that look sacrilegious? Will that look...
Yeah, the cross there.
Magenta Moonbeam. Voodoo Inn.
A flyer advertising Magenta Moonbeam, a local voodoo inn. Her parlor's on the corner of Orleans and Dauphine. And yes, this is another change from the original game. Originally, Dr. John refers you to her as an expert that you might want to talk to more. Even though, as we will find out, she's not really much of an expert. At least of the real kind of voodoo. Although she does actually have some information that will be helpful to us. So, I guess they were trying to make it a little bit more... they were trying to come up with a way to have you get referred to her without having Dr. John, who actually is a knowledgeable voodoo expert, say, oh, and go talk to this flake who is kind of an idiot. Of course, I always thought that was kind of his way of trying to throw off the people who really don't have much interest in the real thing, you know, the tourists and such, so they don't bother him, but... it's weird because even though they put this clue in here, when we talk to her later on, we'll find out that the dialogue hasn't changed. So she'll still say, oh, you're the one Dr. John referred to me, even though he did no such thing. Anyway.
Reminds me of a book critic for the New York Times.
Flickering candles lend an appropriately spooky atmosphere to the museum. A leather whip hangs from a peg on the wall.
Oh, hurt me.
A street drummer is settled outside the museum. The back wall displays various voodoo items, such as offerings of fruits to the voodoo deities, an African statue laden with decorations.
Now, why does that remind me of Grace?
That must be Marie Laveau. Bottles of liquor and wine. Lots of burning candles. A gaudy shell necklace. A Cupid statue.
It's nice to know voodoo has a romantic side.
An official voodoo wishing stump. Rub it and make a wish, the card says.
Funny, I say the same thing to women.
Oh, what the heck.
I wish Malia Getty were mine forever. Really, I mean it.
What was that?
Oh, nothing. I wish Malia Getty was permanently grafted to my thighs.
What was that? Nothing.
I wish I had $1 million. I wish my publisher would actually promote one of my novels for a change. I wish Grace were as hot as she looks. I wish I could afford to take Gran on a cruise. I wish my voodoo book hits the bestseller list. I wish I had something better to rub than this stupid stump.
Me too, Gabriel. Me too.
I wish Malia Getty were mine forever. Really, I mean it.
What was that?
Oh, nothing.
Dr. John's a huge man. If his manner weren't so pleasant, he'd be intimidating. Large, elaborate drums occupy a corner of the museum. Alright, well, we've explored the museum enough, but it's a little late for us to start talking to Dr. John, who has quite a lot of information to give us. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here, and next time we will continue anew with our conversation with Dr. John. We'll see you next time.